You know that feeling when you're sitting next to someone you love, but there's this distance between you? You're in the same room, maybe even touching, but you feel worlds apart. It's that ache for real connection, for being truly seen by the person who matters most. Somewhere along the way, between the routines and the endless to-do lists, you both forgot how to truly reach each other. But here's the beautiful truth. Real intimacy isn't just about physical closeness. It's about vulnerability, presence, and genuine connection. And the good news? You already have the power to create those moments. In this guide, we're going to walk through 5 specific, practical ways you can initiate deeper intimacy with your partner. These are simple, authentic gestures that work because they come from the heart. So let's get into it. Let's start with something beautiful and surprisingly powerful: shared memories. Think of this like reconnecting with your own history together, because your history is one of the strongest threads that binds you. When you bring up a memory you both cherish, you're not just reminiscing. You're reminding him and yourself of who you were together at that moment. And you're inviting him back into that feeling of closeness and tenderness. Here's how to do it. Pick a moment that genuinely makes you smile. It could be something big like your wedding day, or something small like that random road trip where everything went hilariously wrong. Then, when you're together in a calm moment, say something like, "Hey, do you remember that time we..." and let the memory unfold naturally. You might say, "Remember that night we drove out to see the stars and got completely lost, but we didn't even care?" Or, "Do you remember how nervous I was when I first met your family and you held my hand the entire time?" The key is to choose moments that remind you both of deeper feelings. When he made you feel safe, when you laughed until your sides hurt, when vulnerability brought you closer. Why does this work? Because memories anchor us to the emotional foundation of a relationship. When you bring up a shared memory with warmth and genuine affection, you're essentially saying, "That connection we had then, it still matters to me. You still matter to me." And when he engages with that memory, sharing his own details or feelings about it, you're both stepping back into that space of emotional closeness. That's intimacy. That's connection. Now, let's talk about one of the most underrated forms of intimacy: vulnerability. We often think vulnerability means sharing something deeply painful or shameful, but it's actually much simpler than that. Vulnerability is just truth, showing him that you're not perfect, that you worry, that you feel things deeply. And when you create space for him to be vulnerable too, you're building a bridge of authentic connection. This is where the vulnerability question comes in. These are questions that invite real answers, not the surface-level responses you might get from, "How was your day?" The vulnerability question might sound like, "What's something you're worried about right now?" Or, "Is there anything that's been weighing on your heart lately?" Or, "What's something you wish I understood about you better?" Or even, "When was the last time you felt really proud of yourself, and what were you doing?" These questions say to him, "I see you as a real person with real feelings, and I want to know what's really going on inside your head and heart." The magic happens when you ask with genuine curiosity and listen without trying to fix anything. When he shares something that matters to him, whether it's a work stress, a family worry, or a dream he hasn't told anyone about, you're receiving a gift. You're being trusted with his inner world, and that trust is the foundation of genuine intimacy. After he shares, you might say something like, "Thank you for telling me that. I feel closer to you when I know what's really going on with you." Or simply hold his hand while he talks. This kind of emotional intimacy often opens the door to deeper physical closeness too, because he feels truly seen and accepted. Here's something that might surprise you. Many long-term couples actually stop touching each other in non-sexual ways. A hand on the arm, a long hug, fingers through his hair. These small touches often disappear, and when they do, physical distance follows emotional distance. That's why the non-sexual touch challenge is so transformative. For one full day, commit to physical affection that has absolutely nothing to do with sex. The goal is to rebuild that natural, easy physical connection. Here's what this looks like in practice. Throughout the day, reach for his hand when you're sitting together. Hold it while you're watching TV or driving. When he comes home, Give him a hug that lasts longer than a quick squeeze. Try for at least 10 seconds of a real embrace. Offer to scratch his back while you're talking, or run your fingers through his hair if he enjoys that. Sit close enough that your legs touch. These aren't small gestures. They're reclaiming your right to touch the person you love without it needing to lead somewhere. You might feel a little awkward at first, especially if this has been missing from your relationship. That's normal, but stick with it. What you're doing is sending a clear message. I want to be close to you, not because I want something from you, but because being near you feels good to me. This removes pressure and, paradoxically, often leads to deeper intimacy because there's no expectation, just presence. Over the course of that day, you'll likely notice something shift. The physical barrier between you softens. He'll probably start initiating touches too. You might find yourselves sitting closer, leaning against each other, simply existing in each other's space. That's the beauty of non-sexual touch. It rebuilds the foundation that all other forms of intimacy rest on. Let's be honest, we get really good at noticing what's wrong in a relationship. He left his socks on the floor again. He didn't ask how your day was. He got defensive when you brought something up. But how often do you tell him what you genuinely admire about him? Not in a casual, passing way, but in a real, intentional moment where you're really expressing something you see in him. This is the admiration bomb, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's when you tell him something you truly admire about him, completely out of the blue, with no agenda except to make him feel valued. Maybe you say, I was thinking about something today, and I just wanted to tell you. I really admire how you showed up for your sister when she was struggling. That kind of loyalty is something special. It's one of the things I love most about you. Or maybe it's something smaller. I was listening to you on the phone with your boss earlier, and the way you handled that situation with so much professionalism and calm, that impressed me. You're really good at what you do. The key is specificity and sincerity. This isn't flattery, it's genuine recognition. Why is this so powerful? Because when someone truly sees you, not just who you are to them, but who you are in your essence, it creates a profound sense of being known and valued. He doesn't have to do anything to earn this admiration bomb. You're not saying it to get something in return or to butter him up before asking for a favor. You're saying it because you mean it, and that authenticity is deeply connecting. When you do this, you'll often see him soften. He might get emotional. He might tell you that he needed to hear that. And in that moment, you've created genuine intimacy, a moment where he feels truly seen by someone he loves. In a world that's constantly loud, notifications, conversations, news, expectations, one of the most intimate things you can do is be quiet together. The shared silence is about putting your phones away and just existing in the same space with your partner. No agenda, no conversation required, just presence. Here's how to create this. Set a specific time when you both agree to put phones away completely. It doesn't have to be long. Even 30 minutes works beautifully. Sit together in a comfortable space. Maybe you're reading different books or listening to music you both love, or you're just sitting on the porch watching the world go by. The point is that you're together, but you're not performing or talking or trying to do anything. You might settle into comfortable positions where you're touching, legs curled up against each other, your head on his shoulder, hands intertwined. The beauty of shared silence is that it requires trust and comfort in your relationship. You're saying to each other, I'm okay being quiet with you. I don't need to fill every moment with words or entertainment. Your presence is enough for me. What's remarkable about this practice is how intimate it becomes. Without words, you're communicating acceptance, safety, and belonging. You're proving to each other that the relationship doesn't always have to be on, that you can just be together, imperfectly, without performing. Over time, this simple practice can become one of your favorite rituals. It's often in these quiet moments that you feel most connected, most understood, and most at peace with each other. And when you emerge from shared silence, it's often with a renewed sense of closeness and appreciation. What you've just learned isn't about complicated strategies or perfecting the art of seduction. These 5 ways of initiating intimacy are about something far more powerful: genuine connection. They're about remembering that your partner isn't just someone you share space with, he's someone you chose, someone you want to know deeply, and someone who deserves to be seen and valued. Whether you're bringing up a cherished memory, creating space for vulnerability, rebuilding physical closeness without pressure, expressing authentic admiration, or simply being present in silence together, you're doing one crucial thing. You're choosing intimacy, real intimacy, the kind that lasts. You deserve a relationship where intimacy flows naturally, where you feel safe to be fully yourself, and where connection isn't something you have to chase, it's something you build together, day after day. These tools aren't about trying harder or being more. They're about being more intentional, more present, and more authentic. Your partner needs to know that you see him, that you value him, and that being close to him, in all its forms, matters deeply to you. And you deserve to feel that same love reflected back. So start with one of these practices this week. Pick the one that feels most natural to you. Let it build momentum. Let it remind you both of why you're together. Because intimacy isn't something that happens by accident. It's something you create, together, with intention and love. You have the power to deepen your connection. Start today.